There are three groups of people I'd recommend this to. One, people who like the Nintendo game Fluidity, which is a fun word to say. Two, people who like elegant and atmospheric puzzlers, which are fun games to play. And three, people who have to pee. You play with headphones too. Your bladder won't even know what's happening. Puddle was originally released to the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3, but it was also one of the very first games to hit the Wii U's eShop. And obviously that's the version we're playing here. For the reference of Nintendo fans, Puddle basically is Fluidity, only without the cartoonish charm. This one's a much more elegant experience. It's like if Bill Nye were tripping balls. It doesn't get much more elegant than that. So it's a very simple idea. You have this puddle of liquid, ranging from water to other liquids, and you have to get that puddle to the end of the stage, because that's how video games work. And this one's all about how science works. It's one of those games that would make as much sense inside a classroom as a video game console. But you're not doing anything in this game you're not learning at school. Only Puddle has fire. Schools have liability. But you know, there are a lot of games that go for simplicity, right? And what separates the really good ones from the really bad ones is their approach to variation, where some games forget that a simple concept or mechanic still needs variation in execution. Puddle totally gets it. Every level seems to throw new twists at you. Like this liquid evaporates in heat, but this liquid explodes. And that level had liquid all over, but now I have to keep it in a beaker. But the concept never changes. You're always trying to get liquid through the level, but the awesome thing about Puddle is that it's one concept with a million ways to do it. So how do you actually play it? Well, you can do two things. You can tilt the stage to the left, and you can tilt the stage to the right. That's the only element of control you have. And for the most part, that's part of its brilliance. The fact that the entirety of the gameplay lies in your understanding of physics. There's no control barrier here, unlike some games. If you can solve problems, you can play Puddle. Now, of course, that's not to say there's no skill involved. There's definitely a bit of finesse in the rotations, knowing just how much to tilt, and more importantly, knowing when. But it's much more about the thought process. That's where the game really takes place. You know, if you have a Wii U, you should be happy to know that this is really the definitive version of Puddle. It runs in 1080p at 60 frames a second, which wasn't the case with previous versions, and it also adds leaderboards and motion controls, which fortunately are optional. Shoulder buttons are still the best way to control Puddle. But a real benefit of Nintendo's system is the GamePad, particularly the ability to play off-screen. Playing Puddle on the GamePad is a real treat. It's like having a little science experiment right in your hands, and especially considering the experimental nature of the gameplay. The way the game encourages you to just try things, it just feels right being played on the GamePad. Now, Puddle definitely won't be for everyone. I mean, you can tell it was designed by students as opposed to game designers, because in a lot of ways, it's not much of a video game. There's not really a game concept at its core. Instead, there's just physics and science, real life. It's challenging, it's stylish, it can be a little frustrating too, but with just a little creativity and experimentation, you'll figure it out. You also have a flawless flow of ideas and urine. You'll pee a lot with Puddle.